After investing billions to light up our network, T-Mobile is America's largest 5G network. Plus, right now, you can switch, keep your phone, and we'll pay it off up to $800. See how you can save on every plan versus Verizon and AT&T at T-Mobile.com/keep-and-switch.
Up to 4 lines via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device credit service ported 90-plus days with device and eligible carrier and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months.
I heartily endorse this event or product.
Say, kids, what time is it?
This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Jeff Lutz.
Soak it in, boys and girls.
I know, so weird, but you know the heart wants what the heart wants.
And Jason Duda.
Soak it in.
Stop it! You people are supposed to be funny and wacky.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Showtime. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Ready.
Good afternoon and welcome. It is Bob and Jeff on KFH. Bob out campaigning, I guess, still.
What?
For his mayor, city council, treasurer. I don't know what he's running for.
He's running for what? Is he really?
But
wow.
He's finishing up his campaign stops, hitting all those swing counties here in Kansas, and we'll be at the watch party later on this afternoon and evening. Can't wait to see how he fares.
That's exciting.
What if he does? What if he does get elected?
What if he's doing? He's been doing it
write-in ballot.
He's been doing it quietly.
Maybe so.
And not telling anybody.
That could be.
And then all of a sudden,
neither of us live in his district, right?
Nope.
Maybe he's built a campaign quietly, kept it from us, and will be sworn in tonight as head of the sewage department in Wichita, Sedgwick County.
How exciting.
Isn't that exciting?
How exciting. Then we could call him all the time.
Just exactly the type of position he deserves.
Oh, you go, Bob.
Yeah, get it done.
If that's what you're wanting to do, that's what you do in retirement.
Not sure what Bob is up to today, but he's not here, and Jason Duda is here.
I am here.
And
how'd I get here?
It's election day.
Is it?
Not for Jason. He's not a citizen, ladies and gentlemen. Do you like me pointing that out to everyone?
Well, that's good. Thank you.
So you did cast your two
I'm
illegal
actually
votes.
a citizen.
You are?
I am. No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
Well, I'm a legal alien.
You're a legal alien.
I'm a legal alien.
Yes.
I have a really fancy card to prove it. And
is it green?
And paid a whole bunch of money for it.
Yeah.
Well, it is. Actually, it is green.
Of course it is. It's a green card.
Well, I don't think what I have is called a green card.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know how. I don't know.
All I know is I got to keep going back, and I got to go back in a year again and
then 10 years
have a meeting. And
this might be your last.
This could be.
Do you have another 10 years in you after this?
I don't know.
That you might want to savor.
I've had to do it twice, 3 times.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times.
At least that many.
I don't understand what's happening.
And I don't know that you got another good 10 in you.
I don't think I got a good 10 in me.
No.
I really don't.
You might have 10.
I don't know if I have 10.
You never know. You are wearing the I'd Rather Be on My Couch shirt for the 900th consecutive day on this show. What other days are you on this week? Do you know? Tomorrow.
Yeah, why all of a sudden tomorrow? What's up with that?
What do you mean all of a sudden?
Yeah, I just got notification.
When?
Like today?
Really?
This morning? Maybe?
I told Bob yesterday I'd be taking tomorrow off.
Oh, you guys just take days off whenever you want.
What about Thursday and Friday? Is that you?
Not me, Thursday.
Friday, though?
Friday.
3-man booth?
3-man Friday.
Oh, that's exciting.
That's what I was told.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Oh, it's going to be unbelievable.
I've got a good Friday 5 coming on Friday, too.
Do you?
Oh, some games out there were just impossible to pick. I had themes going.
No.
Like you could establish themes. You could do rematches. There are 5 games being played involving teams in Reno County.
There
are 5 prominent rematches going on this Friday, including the likes of Dodge City and East, including the likes of Bueller-Mulvane, including the likes of Cheney Collegiate. Cheney Collegiate in the second round of the playoffs.
What do you think of that?
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
That's not something we need.
Yeah, see, you just never know how this stuff... I don't know. The seating and everything else. I just don't know.
Do you want to revisit the 5A bracket real quick? Remember I told you how upside down, topsy-turvy that was?
Yes.
Obviously, Aquinas at the number 1 seed, they won. We told you Pittsburgh.
And we talked about, let's go through that because we talked about the crazy,
We told you Pittsburgh was going to hammer Topeka Highland Park, even though they both had 6-2 records. Highland Park was a paper beast at best. Pittsburgh wins that one 49-18. Obviously, Mill Valley, one of the best teams in the state. They were going to run all over KC Harmon. 77-0 was that score.
Oh.
The first game we were really looking at was the 5-12 between Shawnee Heights and Spring Hill, because Shawnee Heights was one of those teams that had a relatively difficult schedule, but didn't win many games, but they got blown out by Spring Hill. So there you go for that one, the 5 over the 12.
Right.
Then we had the 2 and the 15. Now this is the one I told you to keep your eye on. Right?
The 2 and the 15.
DeSoto at 7-1 as the 2 seed with one of the worst schedules you'll ever see. Although they played some okay teams.
Okay.
And then Blue Valley North at 1-7, who played the best teams in the state all year. How do you think that one went?
Blue Valley crushed them.
Blue Valley North didn't crush them.
No?
34-27.
Oh, so she was tight.
It was. And then Leavenworth, Casey Washington. We didn't really care about that one, but Leavenworth won. And then the other one was the 3 and the 14. Similar situation. Basler Linwood, decent schedule. And then Blue Valley Southwest, unbelievable schedule, but had only won 2 games. How do you think that one went?
Blue Valley.
Yeah, it wasn't. Basler Linwood took them out.
Good.
21-18.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
Good job, Linwood. That's good.
It is good.
I like it.
And, of course, in 4A, we had the 1-7 Bishop Miege as the 15 seed against 2 seed Lewisburg at 7-1.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that.
How do you think that one went?
Well, I mean, if you're just going by normal, the 15 won it.
Yeah, Miege won.
Yeah.
Of course Miege won.
How bad?
It was only 21-14. So Lewisburg hung in there. And
good for Lewisburg.
Yeah. And Bishop Miege beat Blue Valley North, and now they've beaten Lewisburg. But that's all beside the point. You want to set up the show today?
Well,
It's
okay.
Well, it's almost a bare bones type of show.
I guess if that's what we're doing.
What did you want to do?
I was curious about who all won the 6A because I didn't check the scorers.
You want to know
on
this side of the bracket?
Just was there any upsets?
There were no upsets.
Everybody kind of won
but
that was supposed
to. The surprising result.
What?
Southeast hung in with Northwest.
Did they really?
35-24.
Ooh, they did hang in there.
And that was a game that was not played during the regular season. But if you look at some of Southeast scores, they lost 45-6 to Bishop Carroll, who was not good.
No.
They lost 62-0 to Cape and 48-0 to Garden City. So not a great year, but here they come in and hang with Northwest.
You never know.
And then they have a rematch with South. Remember when we talked to the South coach before the Northwest game?
I do.
And then remember the score of that game was 62-8?
It wasn't good.
We need to do better this time, South.
Well, they've seen them once, so I'm thinking they got a chance.
I don't know if they have a chance.
What was the final in the Mays game?
Mays won 37-21.
Okay.
And their reward
it was 28. It was 28 something when I last checked. So.
And Mays' reward for
who are they going to get now?
Sneaking
Derby?
into the second round, Manhattan.
Oh,
9-0 Manhattan. The only 2 9-0 teams left in 6A both reside on the western half of the bracket. Derby, Junction City, Manhattan, Mays. There you go.
In Manhattan, of course.
Of course. You probably won't be going to that one. Maybe I should go to that one.
No, maybe.
Go hang with my daughter.
You should.
Yeah, right?
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't anybody?
Well, it's a long ways to go if you don't have
relatives
or anything. Yeah, like I'm probably not going to drive up there for that.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
If it was at Mays, I'd probably drive to that one.
Yeah, you might even be able to walk to that one.
Oh, there's a good chance. Except I'd probably run out of breath part way there.
That makes a lot of sense. So there's a little preview of what we'll be talking about as the week continues. The show today.
What's going on the show?
Not a lot.
Good.
Why?
I don't know. I was just trying to help you out there.
I aimed for a couple 225 interviews. One person could not do it. The other person did not get back with me.
Well, that's too bad.
And if I were naming names about who would do that, I would mention that it was Terry Harrison, the Friends football coach, who for some reason neglected to return my text. But I'm not naming names.
No.
So, Terry, you're off the hook.
I guess. That's the way it's going to be.
No biggie.
No. Obviously, he's not worried about it.
He must not be.
No.
He's got his team, 8-1? I think they play Bethel this week. So Friends is a good story. Maybe at some point we'll get to tell it a little bit. At 2:45, Jamel Holoparik.
Okay.
You know her.
Yes.
From your time at Cake.
Yeah. I ran into her once in a while, but didn't work with her. But know her.
Yeah. She now works for Visit Wichita, and she comes on once a month to tell us about what's going on in Wichita.
Oh, good deal.
So we got some events going on that she's going to talk about.
What are they?
Well,
don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. We'll let her tell us.
Bob's already yelling at me. He knows
about what?
We ease into the show here. Okay?
About what? What's his problem? He's not here.
He's not here. He's already yelling at me, though.
What's he yelling? How's he yelling at you through a text message?
You have Shockers and Chiefs, and you're talking high school football. We're easing into it.
Yeah,
we got the whole show to talk about.
We got 2
the
hours
Chiefs and the Shockers.
Robert. 2 hours, Robert. Don't worry about it. We'll get to them.
We promise we will.
Well, maybe we won't now, just out of spite.
Maybe we won't.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Maybe we'll talk trade deadline and Matlock.
Oh, I like that.
That'd be a much better show.
Fantastic.
The trade deadline in 49 minutes. The Chiefs have yet to make another move. We know they acquired a couple players earlier on. 3:25. We got a game. I'm looking forward to this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What do we got going on?
Right here. This is the game right here.
Well, let me see it.
I can't show it to you.
Why?
Because it has the answers on it.
Well, then I do need to see it. Well, that's a lot of work you did there.
It is quite a bit of work. But
what's the game called?
The game is called Max versus Jason.
Oh, Max is playing.
It's kind of like a Halloween theme. Max is some horror character. Obviously, Jason is. So that's the name of the game. Max is playing. You're playing. Everyone gets to participate.
Okay.
That's the show today.
I like it.
Maybe we'll hear from Terry Harrison, and we'll have him on in 13 minutes, but it's not looking likely.
Well, it happens.
Did you watch? What did you watch last night? What did you sit
I
in
watched
front
the
of the
football
television?
game.
You did not watch the Shockers.
What channel were they on? I don't
CBS Sports Network.
I don't think I get it. I think I looked and I don't get it.
I don't either. I had to get a free trial to Fubo, whatever that is, to watch the Shockers.
I don't understand what Fubo is. It's on my TV, the one downstairs. It says Fubo. What is it?
Fubo.
Fubo TV.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is.
Do you have Fubo TV?
Well, I don't have it. But obviously we have the app for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know what it is. You know me. I don't know any of that stuff.
So I got to make sure I cancel that within the next. I can cancel it today. I don't know. Do the Shockers have another CBS Sports game?
Well, you're going to have to check because I don't know. I don't know the TV schedules.
Extremely inconvenient. I thought the American Conference had this huge deal with ESPN and ESPN Plus, and here Wichita State's playing on the CBS Sports Network.
Why?
But that is their last game, their last and only game on the CBS Sports Network.
That was it?
Saturday, Montana State, ESPN Plus. So you watched the Chiefs.
I did watch the Chiefs.
I watched the Shockers.
Well, I knew you said you were going to watch the Shockers, so I figured I'd watch the Chiefs, and we got it covered. Isn't that smart?
Neither of us watched the Pacers beat the Mavericks.
And there's one of us in here that really could care less, so that's probably why he didn't watch.
How much less could you care?
I'm not going to point out which person that is.
So what were your impressions of the Chiefs? Tell me what you saw, what you noted, what you pointed out to yourself.
It kind of worried me that they struggled with Tampa Bay.
They struggled with everybody.
Tampa Bay, until their last drive of the fourth quarter, I think, had 2 receptions by wide receivers.
Yeah, they don't have any wide receivers. They have
So
Kate
they have
Otten.
nothing. So don't you know? Why wouldn't you be all over Kate Otten, who went for like 9 and 77 and a touchdown? Like, why would that not be your guy that you're going to watch?
I don't know. Maybe they
I don't
didn't feel
understand.
like he was good enough to just beat them single-handedly.
But obviously, they made it
Came
close.
fairly close.
And then the other side of it, Hopkins looked good. They ran
Kelsey
the ball
was good.
all right. Kelsey was good. But they
Yeah,
played.
I was
They
looking
play
at,
all these close games all the time. It's like when we were making picks the other day, and it was 9.5. It's like you can't take the Chiefs to beat anybody by 10.
They don't beat anybody by 10. I don't understand why
can't.
that would ever be a spread for one of their games. Especially, I know Tampa's banged up. They don't have their 2 best receivers, but they're a competent team. Baker Mayfield's going to keep them in most games, right?
Yes, and he's doing it with no wide receivers. Like, I got to give Baker Mayfield a little credit because I was not a fan of his. I did not like him in Cleveland. Since he's been in Tampa,
What
I've
did you
changed
not
my
like
tune.
about him in Cleveland?
I just didn't like the way he acted, the way he talked him after games, before games, during the week.
You want to know what the difference
Just
is?
didn't. He seemed to be trying to be involved in everything for everybody a little too much. And I think he's more focused now on what he's doing, still taking care of everybody in the right way. And I think he's more focused. And that's what I think I've turned to kind of like the guy. I
Here's
mean,
the
he
difference.
wasn't bad.
You never hear anything from him.
No, and you used to hear every
He's not in
day.
any commercials anymore. You never hear him say anything. He's just a guy in Tampa Bay who's just kind of there
Playing
But
football.
every time you look up, he's doing something pretty good.
Well, they're playing against the Chiefs. He still threw for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, no fumbles. Didn't play that bad at all.
So where did you see that the Chiefs came up short a little bit? Not that they lost, but this is a game they took in overtime. But if you look at the stats, like you said, Mahomes
291 and
good.
3. Hunt over 100
Their
yards.
running game's good. They got their top receivers involved. Samaje Perine went into the end zone. Like what was missing in your opinion?
Well, here's the thing with the Chiefs. It always looks like and feels like something's missing, but they win all the time.
Right.
So what is missing? This is what I can't figure out. They are missing something, but they don't show it. Does that make sense?
Every time they need a play made, they make the play.
They get it done.
There's no doubt they were going to win that game somehow last night.
There wasn't, but on the other hand, too, I don't know why Tampa wouldn't have went for 2 at the end of the game with 30 seconds left. They tie it up. Are they
Down
24-23 with 33 seconds left, 26 seconds left? Why would, on the road in Kansas City, why would you not go for 2 and instead kick the field goal? And you know, in that situation, if you lose the coin flip,
Game's over.
Mahomes going to. It's just what he does. It's what he does. He does it all the time. It's not news to anybody. It wouldn't be a surprise when they did the coin flip, and Baker lost it. He just looked up in the sky and just basically said, "It's over."
You'd rather lose on your own terms, right?
Well, that's exactly it, and especially if you're going into a team that is the only unbeaten team in the NFL in the Chiefs, and you're Tampa Bay. You got no wide receivers. Your offense didn't look that great, although you did put up some points. Why would you not go? Why would you not go for it in that point? Even if you don't make it, nobody is going to say that was the wrong move.
I asked Jesse Newell last week because we have been talking about what are the Chiefs missing, but they win. Like you said, every week they win. They're 8-0. They're the only undefeated team. They're 2-time defending Super Bowl champions. So how can you really poke holes into what the Chiefs are doing? You can't, except that the eye test tells us something's
not right.
Yeah. But what's the formula for beating the Chiefs? That's what I asked Jesse Newell. There must not be one. Right? I know Max is over there shaking his head.
Just losing it.
If the Chiefs don't play particularly well ever and they win forever, how do you beat them?
That's the question. And I don't have an answer. And even watching the Chiefs, it doesn't look great. It doesn't look like it should. The defense held them in there last night. I thought the defense would absolutely destroy Tampa Bay without no wide receivers and anything else happening. They had 2 sacks. That's it. No turnovers, 2 sacks. Gave up just under 300 yards.
Yeah, that's unlike
That's
the
not
Chiefs.
that's a okay game, but that's not a great game against a team with no wide receivers.
Yeah,
I don't know.
home.
Like I'm not upset with the fact that they keep winning. I guess we're just trying to find something and find a reason how they keep doing it when they don't look like they should do it.
And here's the caveat to that. Most games you'll see in the NFL are pretty close, right?
For the most part, yeah.
They're 1 to 2 score games pretty much every week. Most games, right? Is that fair?
That's fair.
So
this week you had one blow. You had Baltimore destroying Denver by 31. Cincy beat Vegas by 17. Chargers beat Cleveland by 17. Arizona won by 20.
So maybe there were more.
But that's
this
four.
week.
That's 4 out of what? 13, 14 games.
Yeah, but in a given week, most games are close. Maybe we're just missing it. Maybe we're just like, okay, well, games are close.
Well, I think too.
That's just what the NFL
You think
is.
back to the Chiefs, and they used to blow people out.
Yeah, they don't
right?
have one of those.
3 years ago, they used to just blow people out.
Yes, and if they fell behind 24-0, they'd win 38-24.
They'd fall behind 24-0. It'd be tied at halftime.
Right.
That's what the Chiefs did. They're just doing it in a different manner now. And it's just, I think that you can't wrap your head around it because you're so used to them blowing people out or Mahomes throwing for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, and the games aren't close. And now they're all just close. And they come out on the right end of everything.
Yeah, it's almost like
actually,
they just don't have any doubts that they'll win.
It's actually quite amazing.
It's like they only play with the sense of urgency when they know they have to.
Yeah, but you can't live on that.
Apparently you can.
Well, I know you shouldn't
been
be
doing
able
it now
to.
for the better part
I
of 2
can't argue
years.
with you. I can't argue that fact.
It's what they do.
Because it is what they do. Continuously. Over and over again for now the last 2.5 years.
Correct.
This isn't just this year. This is going back to last year. Year before, they weren't blowing people out.
No, it doesn't make sense.
I don't get it.
Let's take a break.
All right.
We solved nothing. Although we did talk some high school football, and that was fun.
That was good.
That was probably the best part of that
I'm
segment.
glad we started with it.
All right, Max Power, our producer and engineer, takes us to break. Jason Duda is here for Bob. I'm Jeff. It's Bob and Jeff on KFH.
After investing billions to light up our network, T-Mobile is America's largest 5G network. Plus, right now, you can switch, keep your phone, and we'll pay it off up to $800. See how you can save on every plan versus Verizon and AT&T at T-Mobile.com/keep-and-switch.
Up to 4 lines via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device credit service ported 90+ days with device and eligible carrier and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months.
Since we were talking about it during the break, we'll talk some hockey real quick because hockey is the theme of the game today.
What?
It's the theme of the game. There's not very many ways where I can find that your knowledge and Max's intersect.
Yeah, and
But I know it's in there with hockey.
Still be interesting.
Maybe football. Ovechkin and the goals. We were talking about Gretzky and his assists. Are there any other 200-point seasons besides Gretzky?
I don't know if Lemieux had any.
He did not. I looked this up the other day.
Then it wouldn't be. Because I think Gretzky, did he have 3? Like, to score 200 points
It's stupid.
it is. And that's in any league.
Lemieux had 199. He had an 85-114 season, which is also just stupid.
Yeah. That is stupid. Like, that's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Esposito had 76 goals, but he wasn't big on assist or getting out the ice.
No. Well, I mean, Gretzky's assist record will never be touched.
Yeah.
He's got just under 2,000 assists.
That's just, speaking of
2,000.
stupid. He had a 212, 205, 208, 215. 4 200-point seasons.
Yeah, that's just
92 goals and 120 assists in 80 games.
It's not a bad year.
How does that even happen?
I don't know.
How do you do that?
I honestly don't know. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
He had a touch around the net.
Oh, well, he just knew where to be all the time.
Yeah, he had a touch.
And later on in his career, he's kind of stopped trying to score goals as much. Or, I don't know, what was the deal?
Well, he probably got older. So, I mean, that.
Yeah, but he still had 122 assists in 1990 when he was. In
1990?
Yeah, that was not. He wasn't that old.
No, I was going to say.
Anyway,
because they had Magic Johnson and Gretzky billboards up.
Yeah, those were the days in L.A.
Back in the day.
By the way, our 2:45 guest canceled.
Well, that's disappointing.
Which really destroys me inside. So we won't be getting to talk to Jamel Holoparik today.
That's disappointing.
It is disappointing. That was going to be like a nice little buffer between hour number 1 and hour number 2. Now we're going to have to do that ourselves.
Uh-oh. We're going to have to come up with more content?
I guess.
Us?
Yeah, the two of us.
How is that supposed to happen?
And it's not even a Friday.
No, Fridays we can do it.
Fridays,
not Tuesdays. Too early in the week. Too early in the week.
Nothing has happened. We got the trade deadline. Let's talk Shockers, though. That was a game you did not watch.
No, so
I did watch the game.
Fill me in on
it. They looked pretty good. It was not a great start. They had a bunch of turnovers. The pace of play was kind of getting out of control, which wasn't terrible because it was a fast game anyway, and the Shockers were going to put up some points. But Justin Hill, unbelievable, 31 points in his debut.
In his debut?
That's the highest debut for a Shocker ever.
Like ever?
Yes.
Ever.
There's never been a first game with Wichita State where a player has scored at least 30 points until last night. The old record was 29. He also had 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. Is that a game?
That's a pretty good stat line right there.
That is ridiculous.
That's pretty good.
And he obviously carried that team, but Xavier Bell scored 17. I want to give Paul Mills a lot of props, but until Bijan Cortez plays fewer than 24 minutes, I'm going to hold off on that.
Why is that?
Because I'm not sure what Bijan Cortez does. I don't want to disparage the youngster. I'm sure he's a wonderful human being. But on the basketball court for Wichita State, I'm not exactly sure what his purpose is.
Well, he was, 1 for 4?
He had 2 points, 2 assists, 4 turnovers, 4 rebounds.
In 24 minutes?
Yeah.
Not a great stat line. Maybe there's a reason why he's out there. I don't know.
But I feel like A.J. Bell and A.J. McGinnis are both better than he is. But maybe you're right. Maybe there's a reason.
There might be an underlying reason for whatever it is. I don't know. It's still a good win for them to go in there and get the W.
It's a very good win.
And putting up over 90 points. Like you said, obviously, if it was a fast-paced game. But it's a good win. It's a good start.
Still got to put the ball in the basket. Still got to take good shots. Still got to play under control. And after those turnovers early, they had like 10 in the first 10 minutes. They end up with 14. So they played much steadier in the second half. The second half of the first half and the second half. Western Kentucky got close, but Wichita State always had an answer. They made a bunch of three-pointers.
Yeah, they shot over 40% from the three-point line.
They did relatively well at the free throw line. And they had 4 double-figure scores. What more can you ask for out of a Wichita State start?
Well, you can't really ask for much more than that. It's good to see them start this way. Hopefully translates into next game and they can continue it. I mean, it's not like they're going to go undefeated, but
they're not.
Well, let's be honest.
When's their first loss?
When does anybody go undefeated?
That doesn't happen.
Very rarely, except, well, the Shockers did it until they got to the tournament.
Will they be undefeated going into the Kansas State game on December 21st?
Well, who do they got?
They have Montana State. See, we're already doing this. You kind of like it, though, don't you?
Yeah, well, why not? Why wouldn't we?
They're going to beat Montana State at home, right?
I would think so.
They're probably going to beat Northern Iowa at home.
At home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably going to beat Monmouth at home.
Geez, they got like 8 games. Their next 8 are at home. Is that right?
They play 1 at...
7.
No, they have the next 3 at home.
The next 3, Montana State, Northern Iowa.
And Monmouth.
St. Louis.
They're going to lose to St. Louis.
At home?
In Kansas City.
Oh, that's in KC. Okay.
And then they play 2 in Florida and then come back home for a bunch of home games. They're going to lose to St. Louis, though.
St. Louis, I don't know nothing about St. Louis.
See, here's what St. Louis has. Remember that big kid for Indiana State that wore the goggles last year and was just tearing it up? They didn't get to the NCAA tournament, so you may not have seen much of him.
No.
But He had a really good year for Indiana State, and Indiana State's coach went to St. Louis, and now he plays for St. Louis.
Gotcha. So you think that one guy is going to make the difference?
Well, St. Louis is already pretty good.
Okay.
They did lose, however, St. Louis to Santa Clara. And Robbie Avila is the guy's name. He had 16 points and 5 rebounds.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
It appears, Jason, that St. Louis has absolutely no depth whatsoever.
Well,
and
then
the Shockers have some depth.
So you can't say that then because guys get in foul trouble, anything could happen.
I think they'll beat St. Louis.
There you go. Then who they got? Minnesota?
Then they play Minnesota. I don't know how good Minnesota is.
They're normally not bad.
They're normally okay.
And that one, that could watch that one's on ESPN2 in the morning. That's good.
Is that a Thanksgiving break game?
11/26 or 28?
Yeah, on Thanksgiving.
Is that Thanksgiving Day?
Yes. What a world we live in.
Really?
We can turn on the Shockers at 11 a.m. to see them beat Minnesota.
Well, how about that?
And then they play either Florida or Wake Forest. Let's say they win that game. Let's say they win all their games. Will they finish undefeated?
Oh, I'm going to go, no.
There's not much analysis you can do after just one single game.
No, you can't. It's just a good start.
They had a really good start against a team that brought a lot of pieces back from an NCAA tournament team that plays in a pretty terrible conference, but it was a road game. And now that's what you do. If the Shockers had started with a loss, you'd say, are they going to lose to Northern Iowa? Are they going to lose to St. Louis? Are they going to lose to East Tennessee State or DePaul or some of these teams that have decent pedigrees? But now we're looking, hey, could they be undefeated going into K-State? I doubt it. But that's what a win does, right? A win in the season opener opens up all these possibilities. It gets you thinking of the most optimistically you possibly can. Are you okay over there?
I don't know. I think I'll make it. We'll see.
KU won.
Yeah, but we knew that was
They
gonna
beat
happen.
Howard.
Come on, that wasn't a
No, of course not. But
shock to the system.
But we wanted to see how well their new players would do. And it was Zeke Mayo. That was kind of his night to shine. He made a bunch of threes, had the Allen Fieldhouse crowd chanting for him. And they beat Howard by 30. They were up 30 after the first 10 minutes.
Makes it a lot easier to play.
It does.
It really does.
How long will KU be undefeated? Let's
go take a
North
look.
Carolina on Friday.
Okay, well.
That might be it.
At home.
Yes, they'll beat North Carolina, right? That'll be a good game. I'm looking forward to watching that one. Shockers Saturday, KU Friday. Then they play Michigan State. They also have Duke. They have Creighton. They have Missouri.
That's a tough schedule.
They load up their non-conference schedule.
Well, good. Get you battle tested.
As you should. North Carolina State had a good year last year. But KU will be undefeated going into their game at Iowa State on January 15th.
Undefeated?
They won't be.
No. I mean, they're good, but they're playing some tough teams. They're not going to win
all those games.
No.
You wouldn't think, right?
Well, you wouldn't think, but would you be surprised if they did? Yeah, I think I probably would be a little surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be shocked. I don't think they'll be undefeated by then. No, that's too tough. North Carolina, even Michigan State, just because it's Michigan State, Duke, Creighton, they'll crush Missouri.
Since we're equal time here, let's find K-State's first loss. They play tonight against New Orleans. Do you know New Orleans' mascot nickname?
What are those donut things called down there?
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Bagnetti. What is it? I should know this.
You should.
I have all things
We
like
got
food.
the king cake, but that's not it.
No.
Beignet.
Beignets.
Yeah.
Is that what he's called?
No, they're the privateers.
So why even look it all up then? Why don't you just say no? You know what I was talking about. What's the mascot's name?
The privateers.
And that's the mascot's name?
Yeah. I don't know what their mascot's name is.
Well, that's what you asked me.
No, No, I said, who's their mascot? What's their mascot? Their nickname?
Oh, I
That's what
thought
I
you were
asked
at the actual name of the mascot.
New Orleans, Cleveland State, LSU. They're going to lose one of those. They will not be 3-0 going into Mississippi Valley State. They're not going to lose to New Orleans, but they'll lose to Cleveland State or LSU.
No, I could see that.
All right, that's first loss Tuesday. New segment on the show. Every team that's undefeated will tell you when their first loss is going to be. Well, we got to play this game.
Well,
this game's going to be fun.
Exactly. I can't wait.
I almost want to just start it now and play it for the rest of the show.
Well, it's not a bad idea when you really think about it.
You know, there's so much going on today that it's almost impossible. Let's see how the trade deadline in the NFL is wrapping up.
I didn't see anything else happening.
There haven't been many huge deals.
Commanders get Lattimore from the Saints.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. You know who the happiest person about that is?
Lattimore.
Mike Evans. Him and Lattimore fight all the time. Evans can't do anything against him. He gets ejected. He's the happiest guy in the world right now because he doesn't have to see him twice a year anymore.
Wait a minute.
What?
Okay. Tre'Davious White got traded to the Ravens.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That just happened?
Yeah. Does that do anything for you?
Not really. I mean, no.
Preston Smith.
It should help.
Preston Smith goes to the Steelers. They also got Mike Williams from the Jets.
Well, they obviously think they got a shot, and the way they're playing, I can't blame them.
They just need some offense. And they feel like they got some in Mike Williams, although did they? What a weird team the Steelers are.
I know.
It's just a hodgepodge of guys.
Mike Tomlin's that good.
He's pretty good, but if he's so
what's
good,
he, 17 years and never had a losing record?
It's insane.
And he's won Super Bowls.
But you know what they should do for a coach who's that good?
What?
Give him real players.
Well,
give him a real quarterback, right? Give him a true number one wide receiver. George Pickens is fine.
I think Pickens could get there. He's still a kid. But, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Najee Harris is looking better than he has, but
he's all right.
Probably get a better running back. You could get better receivers. You could get a better tight end. But yet it's the same thing like when we talk about the Chiefs, but they just keep getting it done.
They do.
Like the Steelers, you'd never even think about the Steelers, and yet they're always in the playoffs, or they're in the mix on the last week because they're always over 500. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're 6-2. I mean, what can you really complain about? Plus 68, they have a better point differential somehow than the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, that's not a shocking surprise.
It isn't, but we think of the Chiefs as somewhat of an offensive, not juggernaut, not powerhouse, but they're capable. We think of the Steelers as just downtrodden offensively. It's all defense. But they've only scored 16 fewer points, so that's 2 points a game that the Steelers are averaging less than the Chiefs.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
Can you name
what?
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams with a plus 50 or better point differential. You go till
plus
you miss.
50?
Yes.
Okay, so go to the East. That would be Buffalo.
Correct.
Okay, I don't think anybody else there would have one. And we just talked about Pittsburgh, so it's got to be Pittsburgh.
Yes.
And then Baltimore.
Correct.
AFC, you got Houston, no. Indy, no. Tennessee, Jacksonville, there's no way.
They both have minus 50 or better.
Kansas City, we just said Kansas City.
Yes.
Denver, no. Vegas, no. Chargers. And the Chargers have been beating people up this year. That would be one I might think.
Well,
are the Chargers? Yeah.
It's a guess. Yes, they are.
They are?
So you have everybody.
What are they at?
Plus 58. They're better than the Chiefs, too, in point differential through the same number of games.
So NFC East, Dallas, no. Washington, yes. Philadelphia, yes.
Philadelphia is a no.
Is it?
They're at plus 44.
Oh, it's close. And then the Giants, no. Let's just stop that. Another one, Detroit, yes. Minnesota, yes.
Minnesota, yes.
Green Bay, no.
Correct.
Chicago, no.
Correct.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
I'd have thought maybe Atlanta. I'd have guessed Atlanta.
Atlanta's +5.
What? That's it?
221 to 216.
They get blown out a couple times?
They must have. There are 6, 7, 8.
Because the NFC West, they're all 500. So
Give me
there's
the
nobody
9
there.
teams at -50 or worse.
-50?
Yes. 9 teams.
There's 9?
9.
Okay, so we got to go back. Buffalo, we already said. So then you got the Jets. I don't think they're that bad. Miami's gotten thumped. I got to say Miami.
That's correct.
And then who else is in that division? New England. New England. Yeah, it's got to be New England.
Yes, they're -76.
AFC North, I wouldn't think anybody. Is Cleveland?
Is that a guess?
No, I'm saying they're not.
Cleveland is.
Are they really?
-65.
Oh, jeez. I didn't think that. Well, I guess, yeah. Well, Deshaun Watson. Does that says it all?
And they also got
That
crushed
says it
this
all.
week, which didn't help.
They got thumped again, yeah. Chargers. There you go, the Chargers, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
that
then
helped the Chargers and
AFC
sent Cleveland
South,
into a spiral.
AFC South, well, Houston, no. Indianapolis, no. Jacksonville's got to be a yes.
Jacksonville is a yes at -57.
Tennessee's got to be a yes.
They are -73.
Okay, and then then you got Kansas City, no. Chargers, obviously not. Denver, no. Denver's beat some people pretty good. And then who else we got in that? Who am I missing? Oakland.
Well, Las Vegas, but yes.
Las Vegas. I'm going to say no for them.
-83.
Wah! Dang it!
At 2 and 7.
Should have known. What was I
They've gotten
thinking?
pounded a
Gardner
couple times.
Minshew and Aiden. What am I thinking?
I don't know what you were
That's
thinking.
just bad.
That's the worst in the
That was
in the
bad.
AFC.
That was a bad call
Then you've
there.
got 3 in the NFC.
Just 3?
Just 3.
Well, 2 got to be in not Philly, it's got to be Dallas. Dallas is getting trounced.
Dallas is correct.
And then the Giants.
The Giants
has
are
to
correct.
be the Giants.
There's only one more.
Well, that'd be Carolina.
Yes. Minus what?
102.
146.
146? How many have they played? 8 games or 9?
9. But still.
So it's like they're getting beat by at least 15 points a game.
Yeah.
On average.
It's bleak.
Over 2 touchdowns a game?
Very bleak.
And they've still won 2 games?
Somehow. They've scored 147. But they're not the worst offense in the NFL by points. Name.
By points scored?
Yeah. Name the 2 teams worse. Actually, at 147, they're 4th worst.
They're 4th worst.
In points. So wait, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm counting now. 3, 4. They're 5th worst. Name the 4 teams lower than 147 in points scored this year.
Miami?
Yes, 124.
New England?
141.
Who? The Giants?
Giants are the worst offense in the league at 139.
And Carolina. So there's one more.
Yes.
What, AFC, NFC?
AFC.
AFC.
That's correct.
Can't be Jacksonville.
It's not Jacksonville. But you're
Cleveland.
No. You were closer with Jacksonville.
Indy?
No.
Not even that division?
It's that division.
Jacksonville, Indy, Tennessee.
There you go.
There it is.
140 points. They're bad.
That is bad. That's crazy bad.
It's really bad.
Well, maybe they'll turn it around. How about the game you get Sunday morning?
Oh,
at
is it Giants
8:30.
Panthers?
Giants Panthers.
I think I'm going to sleep through
Who's
that
going to
one.
wake up to watch that game if you don't live in New York or Carolina? And still,
Are you?
3/4 of those people won't.
It sounds like
I will
something
not-
you would do.
Normally, if it's a decent game or a decent, but I don't.
You don't have any fantasy guys in that game?
If you have fantasy guys from the Giants and Carolina
have
that you're
Malik
banking
Neighbors.
on, except maybe Neighbors, you're in trouble.
I traded him to you.
Yeah, I know you did.
Did that work out?
Well, I gave you Brock Bowers.
Yeah, it's been pretty fair.
And then I picked up Kate Otten, so I was fine.
Yeah, and we had Conklin. We probably should have just kept Neighbors.
You think?
Probably.
Yeah, well, I'm loaded at wide receiver, so.
Would you like
If
to
you
trade
need-
us back Neighbors?
What do you want? What are you going to give me for him?
Brock Bowers.
No, not with Otten. I'll keep Otten right now.
Yeah, Otten's doing pretty well. Let's
be
take a
okay.
break. If you don't mind. Do you want to?
Whatever. You're running the show. I'm just here.
You can help.
No. I don't
can
like to help.
Steer the ship.
No, I don't steer very
When
well.
I take a nap, you can get up here and...
If you take a nap, I'm leaving.
All right. Stay with us. Hour number 2 of Bob and Jeff coming up.
Can't find nothing on the radio. Yo, turn to that station.
Showtime. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready? Ready. This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Jeff Lutz.
Honestly, I'm not saying you shouldn't be, but you sound like you know some kind of trick.
You're funny.
And Jason Duda. For today, anyway.
Here it is. This is what I'm thinking right now.
What are you people? On dope?
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Don't take drugs.
Stand by for action.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Bob and Jeff. Bob is out today. I'll be out tomorrow. Jason Duda will be all over this show for the rest of the week, except Thursday for some reason. Why are you out Thursday?
I don't know.
Just weren't asked?
I guess. I'm good.
You're okay?
I'm fine not coming in Thursday. It's okay.
I was looking at some of these like weird conference matchups.
In what? What
in
are we
college
talking?
football, but they're not always that weird this week. I think I saw one. Cal was playing somebody, maybe in basketball or something later on. Cal Wake Forest. That's an ACC matchup. That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make sense.
Iowa UCLA. We have that game this week.
Okay.
That is a Big Ten game. Minnesota versus Rutgers.
Okay.
That's a Big Ten game. It's just very odd.
I can't keep track of where all these teams are anymore.
It's hard to keep track of it.
Like, how many teams are in the Big Ten and SEC? Like 80?
18, I think, for both.
Doesn't that seem a little much?
Maryland and Oregon play this week. In the Big Ten! Jason.
No, Maryland and Oregon are not in the same conference.
That makes no sense.
They're not in the same conference.
They're literally at opposite ends of the United States of America.
But they're in the same conference.
Isn't that crazy?
That doesn't make any sense.
Maryland was in the ACC 5 years ago or whatever. Oregon was in the Pac-12 last year. Now, here they are, going to meet at Autzen Stadium in Eugene, Oregon, for a Big Ten tilt.
And I wouldn't say it's a big tilt.
It's a Big Ten tilt.
Oregon might win that by 40.
Oregon is going to win that game. Well, they're favored by 25.
Well, I was a little off. But they'll win by 40.
Central Florida, Arizona State. Just a
Who's that?
traditional
What conference is that?
Big 12 matchup. But then you have some that make sense, but still, like Oklahoma, Missouri. That's fun. But that's not an SEC game. That's a Big 8 game.
It's not an SEC game.
No, it's not. It's Washington and Penn State play this week.
Pac-12 game.
No.
Oh, there's no Pac-12. Pac-10. Pac-17.
Penn State's in the pack? Penn State's not in the pack. They're nowhere near the pack.
Sarcasm, Jeff. Sarcasm.
And then you have BYU, Utah, which makes perfect sense.
That makes sense.
As a game. But not in the Big 12.
No, they're not in the Big 12.
Maybe in the Mountain West.
Well, that's where they play.
That's their conference.
Isn't it? Or did they change too?
That's a good question. It boggles the mind.
Just seems like it's gotten out of hand. Hasn't it? Like, didn't you enjoy it 6-7 years ago when you knew SEC, Big 12.
We're
You knew
gonna
all the teams where they're at. Now I have to double check to make sure what conference they're in.
Next week, Nebraska, USC. In a Big 10 game.
No, Nebraska was a Big 12 team, weren't they?
They sure were. And
Wasn't the USC in a different conference too?
Yeah, believe it or not, they were. So it's just strange. And then you have our friend Mike Gundy.
Your boy.
Oh my God.
Your favorite guy in the world.
I love seeing this guy lose. Is that bad?
Well, I mean, kind of, but for you, because you've not liked the guy ever.
He's just not a nice person.
You don't think so?
No, he's never been. Name one
Or just
thing,
when he comes off on press conferences and stuff.
Name one thing
Have
he's
you ever met him?
Publicly done that's like, oh, okay, what's a stand-up guy right there, Mike Gundy.
Well,
no, it's always he's popping off, he's yelling at somebody, he's getting involved in stuff that's he's never been. Man, I really like Mike Gundy. Who likes Mike Gundy? Who likes him?
I don't know. I don't know anybody that likes him.
I don't either.
Somebody call and tell us if you like Mike Gundy.
What's there to like about Mike Gundy other than he goes 9-4 every year and gets you to the Holiday Bowl? But after 2 decades, I'd be tired of that.
You were tired of it a long time ago.
Mike Hargrove with the then Cleveland Indians got the Guardians to the World Series in 95 and 97. By the year 2000, he was gone, even though they were still going to the playoffs. You know why?
Tell me.
Because for some reason, Cleveland had standards of winning the whole thing.
No.
Once somebody proves over the course of 20 years that they're not going to take you to the promised land,
okay,
do you just keep them around and keep going 9-4? Or maybe at some point do you say, thanks for your service. You've actually done us a favor here by making this job more prestigious. Unfortunately, its prestige does not match your capabilities, so you're gone, and we're going to find somebody better. Wouldn't that make sense?
So do you think after this year Mike Gundy's gone? They're 0-6 in the conference.
I know.
0-6.
And he's calling their fans failures. They're not taking care of their family. They're not taking care of their job. But they have an obligation to speak out and complain about others because it makes them feel better. No, it makes them feel worse. Trust me, as someone who's been there. As someone who's maybe vented a little too much about their favorite team. Doesn't make you feel good. It makes you feel like crap because you suck, and I want to root for a team that's good.
Well, and there you have it. Right there.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
These fans don't feel better about you being 0-6 by pointing out that you're 0-6.
Probably not.
It makes them feel like garbage. And they want you to also feel like garbage. Instead of, we'll figure it out because we'll get back to 8 or 9 wins next year, and we'll bring you guys to the Holiday Bowl every year. Is that what I want? I'm surprised they've put up with him for this long.
Why have they then?
I don't know.
Why have they?
I can't answer that question.
If there's any time to get rid of him after a season, it's got to be this one.
It's got to be this year.
It has to be this year.
Because you had big designs, big plans. Your arch rival, I guess, a team that's owned you for decades, left the conference. Another perennial favorite type in the conference also left. It was set up for Oklahoma State.
It was. Well, they were picked to be one of the better teams in the.
And what happened instead?
Well, they beat South Dakota State. Then they beat Arkansas.
Hey.
That's a good win.
Good for them.
And then they beat Tulsa, so you're thinking, okay, well, they're going to be good. Then they lose to Utah. K-State.
Who's also terrible.
And then they got pumped by West Virginia.
Embarrassing.
At home. Then they lost at BYU in a close one. Lost at Baylor.
I guess.
And then got pumped by Arizona State at home again. And so now they're at TCU. What happens?
They're going to lose.
Home to Texas Tech.
Loss.
At Colorado.
Loss. They have to win all 3 to be bowl eligible.
They're not winning all three of those games.
They're not winning all 3 of those games.
Not a chance.
Oh, if they do and they get it, they sneak into the Cheez-Its Bowl or something, I'm going to be so angry. That's going to just ruin my year.
I don't think it's
Oklahoma
possible.
State. And it's been a long year. It's already November. right?
Yeah.
I've got some points in this year that I can point to as positives and say, I had a pretty good year. It's been decent. It's been okay.
But if that happens,
it ruins everything.
Oh, boy. Well, since we're talking about it, K-State, home to Arizona State.
I don't know. I don't know
either. Then they got home to Cincinnati and at Iowa State. That's a tough schedule to finish off.
I don't think they're going to beat Iowa State on the road.
They don't play well on the road.
They play pretty bad on the road.
They do. That's why I took Houston in our picks. On the road, they just don't play that well. Tulane, they won by a touchdown.
Yeah, did not play very well.
BYU, they lost by 30. And then they squeak one out at Colorado, only by 3. West Virginia, they beat up.
That's a good win.
Yeah. West Virginia, they beat up, and then they lose to Houston. They're on the road, they're not that good.
No, it doesn't make sense because it feels like the style of play that they execute will travel. They run the ball.
Well, you look at their home wins, and they're beating people up. I mean, UT Martin, you're not going to count that, but Arizona, they won by 26. And then Oklahoma State, they won by 22. Kansas, they snuck that one out. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm looking at bowl projections. Right now, according to CBS Sports, there would be how many Big 12 teams in the playoff? This can't be updated recently because they have Iowa State at number 4. This was updated 2 days ago?
What?
Oh, because one of the champions has to be the number 4 seed. So they have, but Iowa State's not going to win the Big 12.
I don't think so.
So they have Iowa State and BYU in the playoff.
Iowa State, BYU.
That doesn't.
Well, I can see it,
me.
but
they have TCU in the Texas Bowl. I have K-State in the Alamo Bowl against Washington State. Texas Tech in the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
I love the names of these bowl games.
Who doesn't want to watch? As I've said, you can only have a bowl if you can put it in a bowl. Can you put Pop-Tarts in a bowl?
Well, you could.
You can. It's not conventional, but
you can do it.
They have those little nugget Pop-Tarts now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
See, easy. Pop in a bowl.
They have Arizona State taking the usual Oklahoma State spot in the Holiday Bowl.
Uh-oh.
So it doesn't look like...
Maybe Oklahoma State can make a trade.
Well, it doesn't look like Oklahoma State's going to be anywhere. Listen to this matchup in the Liberty Bowl. Baylor-Vanderbilt is a projection. How about this one? West Virginia in the Rate Bowl against who? The defending champions of the world, Michigan. What a weird game that is.
That would be a boring game to watch.
I would not watch that one. Those are your Big 12. Well, Central Florida, East Carolina. See, we should... No, just no.
What are we doing? There's too many bowl games.
Way too many.
Like, just too many.
And they start on December 14th. We're only 30-some days.
From bowl season?
25, 39 days. We're under 40 days from bowl season. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is.
And that'll kick off, of course, in the Camellia Bowl between Toledo and James Madison.
What?
I'm just telling you. Cincinnati, Charlotte, and the Armed Forces Bowl. Does that one do anything?
No. I don't think any of those bowl games are going to do anything.
None of them.
Let's just be honest.
Would you watch Clemson, Minnesota in the Duke's Mayo Bowl?
No. I wouldn't. Sorry.
Indiana, Missouri in the Citrus?
No. You're not going to find one that's going to get me...
That's non-playoff?
No.
Would you even watch all the playoff games as they stand right now?
Well, I'd probably watch the playoff games.
And you're
gonna how many SEC teams are going to be in there? They got like 8 teams in the top 25 right now.
Well, they're going to have 3 or 4.
Okay.
In this projection, they have Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Tennessee. Would you watch Oregon, Boise State?
I would, because I'd want to watch Oregon and I'd want to watch that Genty kid from Boise State.
Somehow they have Oregon at 5. This is one of the stupidest projections I've ever seen.
Oregon's at 5.
Oh, Ohio State at 2. So they think They think Oregon's going to lose 2 games?
What are you reading this off?
This is off CBS Sports.
Well, who's doing
Jared
that?
Palm.
Did Palmsy did he have a few cocktails before he put this out?
So he thinks Oregon's going to lose a regular season game and then lose the Big Ten championship game. But can Ohio State be in it? I don't even know. But they've already beaten Ohio State, so they have the head-to-head. So he thinks Oregon's going to lose 2, but still be the 5. Explain it.
I can't.
You can't explain it. Penn State, Alabama, that's fun.
That should be an interesting
Alabama's
game.
not going to be in the playoff. Are we sure this was updated November 3rd?
I don't know what you're reading because it doesn't make any sense to me right
Jared
now.
Palm, bowl expert. We need to call him immediately.
Get him on the phone.
Texas, Tennessee, and then BYU as a 7, but not Big 12 champs against Notre Dame. Now that's fun.
BYU Notre Dame.
The Mormons against the Catholics.
There you have it.
Isn't that what everybody wants to see?
Yeah.
So there you go. And you know who we didn't hear at all in those bowl projections?
Who?
Oklahoma State.
What?
Isn't that fun? Isn't that great?
It's obvious.
Even Jerry Palm.
It's obvious, Jeff.
Jerry Palm has no idea what he's doing. Clearly. So it would make sense that he'd put Oklahoma State in a bowl.
Of course.
But even he was like, that's a bridge too far for me.
Way too far.
I'll have Iowa State winning the Big 12 and Oregon losing twice as the 5 seed, but I can't put Oklahoma State in the playoff.
I can't see that.
I just can't.
Is Indiana in there? Has he got Indiana in there?
No, I told you, Indiana, Missouri in the Citrus Bowl.
Indiana 9-0?
He's got them losing to Ohio State.
Well, I can see
and
that.
falling completely out of the college football playoff mix. But Penn State, which lost to Ohio State, remaining in.
So Indiana beats Ohio State. Is Ohio State out? They're going to have 2 losses?
Don't they kind of have to be?
You would think because you got to put Oregon in there, Indiana in there, and Penn State in there over top of them, right?
Yes.
I hope they beat them.
That'd be cool.
I hope they beat them.
You know, I'm my family. I got people.
That's
Ohio
fine.
State, but I don't care. I'd root for Indiana in that one.
Why wouldn't you? Underdog.
Exactly. You ready to play this game?
Underdog. We got a game?
Yeah, you ready to play?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fun one.
Okay.
I can't wait to play this.
Should be interesting.
You versus Max with some hockey knowledge.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, but
I give Max a nod on this one, but
you think so?
I'll put an effort in.
All right, we'll see how it goes. Stay with us. We got a game coming up on Bob and Jeff on KFH.
After investing billions to light up our network, T-Mobile is America's largest 5G network. Plus, right now, you can switch, keep your phone, and we'll pay it off up to $800. See how you can save on every plan versus Verizon and AT&T at T-Mobile.com/keep-and-switch.
Up to 4 lines via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device credit service ported 90+ days with device and eligible carrier and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show on 97.5 and 1240.
It is
time to play the game.
It's time to play the game.
It is.
All right, here's what we're going to do.
What are we doing?
We are going down the career goals scored list in the NHL. I'm going to ask you a player who has scored, I'm going to just go straight down the list. A player who has scored 500 or more goals but played for 2 or more teams. Okay?
But played for 2 or more teams.
You're going to tell me, and you get 3 points possible per team, per question. You can tell me the team they played the most games for. That's for 1 point. Most seasons, that is. You can tell me any other team they played for. And you can tell me one of the 12 players who scored 500 goals but only played for one NHL team.
Oh, this is confusing.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, just name guys who scored lots of goals.
No, I'll tell you the guy.
You're going to tell me the guy.
You tell me the player, the team he spent the most seasons with.
Okay.
And then you can name one other team he played for. And then you can tell me one of the 12 players who have 500 goals and played for one NHL team.
Oh, boy.
Max, does that make sense to you? Yeah. As defending champion, would you like to go first or second?
Oh, my defending champion.
I don't know.
No, you're just the defending champion.
I'll let the pro player go first.
All right. Jason?
Give me an easy one to start with.
Well, we're just going straight down the list.
Oh, okay.
Wayne Gretzky.
Edmonton Oilers.
That's correct.
He also played for the New York Rangers. And what's the other thing?
You can name one of the 12 players until we run out, because this game might go longer. One of the 12 players who scored at least 500 goals but only played for one team in the NHL.
Ovechkin.
Correct. You start with 3. Woo! What a start. Max.
Yellow.
Jaromir Jagr.
Played in Pittsburgh.
Correct.
Played for the Boston Bruins.
Let me make sure.
He did.
I believe
he
did.
A year. Why, I don't know.
He did play.
Yeah, I don't know why he went there either and played for that.
He did play for the Boston Bruins.
Then he went over to Czechoslovakia and played.
And you can name one player who scored 500 goals but only played for one team in the NHL.
Yeah, it wasn't him. Maurice the Rocket Richard.
That is correct.
Good one.
We are tied at 3.
He's reaching back for that one, too.
I think he was
back in the day.
I think he was like the first to score 50 or something.
Well, whatever he was, he's correct. Jason.
Yeah.
Brett Hull.
Well, St. Louis.
That's correct.
And then what are the things again?
You can name any other team he played for another point.
Detroit.
Yes.
Played in Detroit.
And one player who scored 500 goals but only played for one team.
Since I go, he was one of my favorite players, if not my favorite, Steve Yzerman.
Steve Yzerman is correct.
You got Stevie Y.
It is 6-3. Max, your player is Marcel Dion.
Played for the Los Angeles Kings.
Did.
Yes.
In the Montreal Canadiens. He was traded.
Marcel Dion?
I think he was traded.
He did not play for
the
Montreal
he played for the Canadiens.
That he played?
He did not. But you still can name
I don't think so.
Where'd he come from then?
Well, that question's over. So you can name a player with 500 goals.
Mike Bossy.
One team. That's correct.
Good one.
But I'm trying to think where Marcel Dion was traded either to the Kings or from the Kings.
Didn't he play for the Did he play for the Rangers?
He played for Detroit.
Detroit
to start his career. Then the Kings for a long time. Then he finished with the Rangers. Jason.
Yeah.
Phil Esposito.
Chicago.
That's true.
Most seasons played.
Boston.
Yeah, well,
I'm giving you. I give you both, right?
You have to start with most seasons played.
Oh. Okay. Well, then, all right. If I got it wrong, got it wrong.
No,
but that's okay.
I'll give it to you.
That's Boston. I mean,
I'll give that to you. You didn't know.
No, I butchered it.
Okay, then no point.
Okay.
Any other team you played for? Yes.
He was involved in the greatest trade in Bruins history.
What?
He was involved in two of the best trades in Bruins history when he came there, and then they traded him and Ken Hodge and Carol Vatney for Brad Park, Jean Rattel, Rick Middleton.
All your boys.
Hi-yo.
All your boys. So now I got to give one of the 12 players?
Yes. 500 goals, one NHL team.
Well, we got to go with Mario Lemieux.
That's correct. Max. Mike Gartner.
Oh, you'll get these. Oh, most seasons, though. That might be tough.
Washington.
Correct.
Oh, not for you.
Any other team?
Oh, I don't know where he went after that. Toronto.
He did play for Toronto, and one of the 12. This would be the 6th one, I guess.
12.
Yes.
I think I know one more.
I don't know if he had 500 goals. Daryl Sittler.
Incorrect. We are tied.
Crap.
We're tied?
No, it's Jason 8, Max 7.
Oh, it's close.
Through 3 rounds.
Jeez, Sittler didn't get the 500 goals?
Well, I guess not.
That's Daryl.
Jason.
Yeah.
Mark Messier.
Edmonton.
Most seasons?
Edmonton.
Okay, yes, that's correct. Any other team he played for?
Well, the Rangers.
Yes, that's correct. Now a one team guy.
Crosby?
Yes, that's correct.
Now I can't think any more of the single guys. That's my problem.
Yeah, they're tough. There's some guys, though. You might be able to get 2, maybe 3. Max,
Hi-yo.
Your player is Timu Solane.
I want to say Winnipeg, but I know he was in the...
Timu?
Was he in Winnipeg?
I need most seasons.
Oh, I can see him.
Timu.
Can't
5
be
seconds.
Toronto.
Incorrect.
No, I think you're right.
He played in Winnipeg for a little bit.
Yeah.
He played forever, 15 years for the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
Oh, I wouldn't have got that either, but how did I not?
Make me commissioner, and they'll be one of the teams that will be gone. Anaheim.
Well, he played 15 years for him. What's your guess for another team that he played for?
Winnipeg.
Yes, that's correct. And can you name one of the 5 remaining players who scored 500 goals in the NHL but only played for one NHL team?
Frank. No, that's not it.
There's only 11.
Henri Richard, the pocket rocket.
Incorrect. I missed Gordie Howe's 1 year at the bottom with Hartford.
Yes.
So we'll take him off the board.
Saw Gordie play with Hartford.
So that was my bad.
Actually, it warmed up with Gordie Howe when I was in Saskatoon.
Ooh.
He was doing a thing back, well, this is obviously, so this would have been in 92. And so he was, because he's from the area, and so he came and dressed with us in the room. We were BSing with him. Then he came out during warm-up in the Western Hockey League and skated around with us in warm-up, took warm-up with us. It was pretty cool. That's my Gordie Howe story.
That's
the only time I ever met him.
I love it.
I actually gave him a pass. Put it in his feet.
Whoops.
Well, I was nervous, man. Gordie Howe.
I can imagine.
He was ripped when he was
in great shape, and he was in his 50s, I think, then.
Ridiculous.
He reminded me of myself, but different.
Quite a bit different, yes.
Heavy on the different, but he reminded me of myself. Just saying.
No, I feel you.
Okay.
Luke Robitaille.
Oh, I know.
Well, that'd be the Kings.
Yes.
He was on my list.
And then that would be Rangers.
He did play for the Rangers. Can you get one of the remaining 500-goal, one team?
The only one I can think of, and it should still be the same team, would be Sakic. Because it was Quebec, and then
Colorado?
They went to Colorado because they moved there. It's the same. Does that count?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
So the score is now 14 to 8. 14-8.
I'm out of single guys, though. I can't even think of one. They got to be back in the day.
You're probably going to be out of single guys, although there's one who might still be playing.
I got.
Or has played in recent years. Brendan Shanahan, Max.
Detroit.
Yes, that's correct. Any other team he played for?
I can. It wasn't New Jersey, was it?
Is that a guess?
Yeah, New Jersey.
He did play for New Jersey.
Did he?
5 years at the beginning.
I was thinking the Blues, St. Louis.
St. Louis he also played for. And you have a few choices left.
Bobby Hull.
No.
Where'd he come? He went to the WHA, and didn't he come back to Chicago?
I'm going to check, but he was not on my list. He played.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't see
I think that's
Bobby Hull.
pretty good guess, but I don't.
He played for Hartford and Winnipeg.
Hartford and Winnipeg?
Because Winnipeg was in the WHA.
I guess I'll take him off the board, too.
Hartford
Hartford Whalers, yeah.
Yeah, I could.
But
was he
the New England Whalers? That was WHA until they. But
it said HAR. Jason.
Yeah.
Dave Andreychuk.
Andreychuk. Buffalo.
Yes, that's
right.
Correct. Yes.
Most seasons, and then he played in a bunch of places. Did he go to Toronto after that, or did he go to the Rangers? Say Toronto.
Yes, that's correct. And one of the remaining team.
How many left? I can't.
That guy's left. There's 4 left.
I don't. No. I can't think of one. So don't say any.
I won't.
Max gets them, but I can't think of any. That's a long time, man. Oh, I think I got one.
Well, your turn will come up next. Max, Jerome Iginla.
Calgary.
Yes.
That was a good guess.
Well, he played forever.
He played forever there.
Yeah.
Any other team he played for?
Then he bounced around for a little while.
Vancouver.
Incorrect.
Did he play in Colorado?
He did. 3 seasons.
Was it when they were...
Played for the Kings, Boston, and Pittsburgh, too.
Played against Iginla when I was back to the Western Hockey League.
Can you get one of these last 4 one-team guys?
Gilbert Perreault.
Correct.
Oh, very
from
nice.
Buffalo.
Very nice.
The French Connection line.
Jerome Iginla was in Kamloops when we played them in the Western Hockey League final to go to the Memorial Cup. We took them to Game 7. We lost, but listen to this lineup. So it was third line against third line, basically. So it was myself, a guy named Kirby Law, and a guy named Trevor Ethier. And guess who we were lined up against? Jerome Iginla, Shane Doan, Nat Dominicelli, and their extra guy that they would rotate in on that line, Darcy Tucker.
Oh, get out.
That's who we lined up against in that 7-game series. Are you kidding me? That was their third line. All those guys played over 10 years in the NHL.
And you're tough if you're a guy named Darcy.
He was tough.
Is that fair?
And another guy they had too that played not Nat Dominicelli. There's another guy played in the NHL for a while.
I thought you said him.
Did I say him?
Yeah.
I don't know. There were so many. It was ridiculous lining up against all these NHLers.
Jason, Dino Ciccarelli.
Oh, Minnesota.
Yes, that's correct.
I remember that. He was
Dino.
Really good.
He ended up in. Oh.
I think I know.
He ended up in Detroit for a little while.
He sure did.
He was playing with Stevie Y. Oh, the one guy was Modano?
No. He played elsewhere.
Where did he go after that? I better not say unless he pops up.
He might pop up.
It's the only one I could think of.
That was a good guess. That's one I was thinking would be on the list too, but he was not. There's only 3 left. Max, how about Yari Curry?
Oh, come on. I can get this one.
Edmonton.
Yes.
Good job, Max. Help that you probably with Gretzky with 2,000 assists. You're going to score some goals.
Any other team you think he played for?
Well, everybody went to the Rangers at one point.
Yeah, exactly. That's if you're in doubt, just say the Rangers.
Everybody went to the Rangers.
He did go to the Rangers for 1 year, believe it or not. Do you have one of those one-team guys?
I don't think he had that many goals, but I'll say Bobby Clark.
Incorrect. One more round here?
Sure.
Jason, your guy is Mark Recchi.
Mark Recchi. Philadelphia?
Yes.
Did he go to the Rangers? I'll say the Rangers.
Yes, probably.
He had to, right? Everybody goes to the Rangers, but he did not.
Played for the Bruins for 5 minutes.
Yeah, 3 years, in fact, 180 games.
That's where it was. It wasn't the Rangers. We got
Played
stuck
for
on the Rangers.
Pittsburgh and Montreal for a long time, too.
Pittsburgh, that was it. That's one I should have got.
Yeah,
I should have got Pittsburgh.
And can you get one of these last 3?
I can't. I've been trying to think of those guys. I can't. No, I don't got anybody.
All right. Max, Patrick Marleau. Most seasons.
Dallas?
Incorrect. He played, a long time for one team. Do you know Jason? Not for a point, but
San Jose.
Yeah. 1,600 games. Any other team he played for?
Did he play in Dallas?
He did not.
Oh.
Did he go to Anaheim for a little while?
He did not. He went to Toronto and then Pittsburgh for 8 games.
That's it.
And then back to San Jose to close it out.
Man, who are the single guys? Give me a team from the single guys. The single guys that were left.
I know one was Chicago.
Oh, I know it. Stan the Man.
Yeah, that's him. There was one that was Montreal in the 50s and 60s.
Not Frank Mahovlich. He played in
Did you
Toronto.
say
the other Mahovlich.
You said Belleville already, didn't you?
No, Jean Beliveau.
Yes. And the other one is a current player. I don't know if I should tell you the team.
Current player. Well, if you say the team, then we'll get it. But he's a current player. So who's out there?
It's been around for.
And he just passed 500 goals this year. He has 501.
Oh, I probably saw that game.
Oh, I should.
He's been a centerman for a long time. Hart Trophy winner. Calder Trophy winner. Stanley Cup winner.
Bergeron. No.
Jason, do you have a final guess?
Oh,
he's out of
Evgeny.
Yeah, that's who.
Malkin.
It is. Evgeny Malkin. That's correct.
What's the Pittsburgh guys?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's Crosby, Lemieux, Malkin.
Crazy.
They got 3 of the guys on the list that are 500 goals in the same. That's
In one
crazy.
team.
That's crazy.
That is wild, isn't it? All right, that was a fun game.
Good game.
I enjoyed it. We were going to talk about Wichita events, but I guess we didn't do that. But did you know the National Junior College Association Division I men's and women's soccer championships are coming to Stryker?
I did not know that.
Did you know that Wild Lights is on at the zoo?
I'd heard something about
6
that.
to 9 p.m. Wednesdays through Sundays through December 22nd.
I gotta get back to the zoo. I always liked going to the zoo when the kids were younger.
Zoo's fun. It's starting to get a little cold for the zoo, though.
Yeah, a little bit. You got to go late afternoon, probably be the best time now.
We don't have a high above 67 for the next 10 days at least. And I doubt, since we'll be by then in mid-November, maybe we'll get to a 70-degree day once in a while, but I wouldn't bet on it.
No. Is next week supposed to be cold?
64, 67, 56, 55 Monday through Thursday.
So mornings will be cold.
39, 46, 42, 37, 36.
Yeah, that's cold.
That is cold. I don't like that.
Wednesday, high of 53 with wind. Thank you, no.
Little rain Friday.
I got to get some bushes taken out of my yard. I've been trying to do it, and it has not been going very well.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. It's driving me nuts.
I have to go vote after the show.
There you go.
Going to do my civic duty.
Because there's a thing tonight.
There is a thing now.
Today. All day.
All day it's happening. CNN tells me final hours of voting are underway. Nothing by way of any kind of results or anything like that, obviously, because the polls haven't.
So what? They come in at what, like 7 o'clock? Is that when they start rolling in?
Yes.
I'm asking. I don't know.
It'll be about then. A lot of people voted early. What time do polls close in Kansas?
6?
7 o'clock.
7?
7 o'clock. For those in the Central Time Zone, get this though.
What?
For those in the Mountain Time Zone, 7 o'clock. Also.
Oh, so if you were close, you could drive across and vote? Does that work?
Yeah, if it's like 7 here.
And you could get there in half an hour.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
You could still vote. Right?
Yeah. What a brilliant! I never thought.
I come up with these things once every 6 to 7 months.
Occasionally, it happens.
A great insight on something.
You just blew everybody out of the water.
Boom! Just like that.
Blew our minds. What did we?
You're welcome.
What did we accomplish today? Anything?
Absolutely nothing.
We went through that 5A bracket to start the show. I thought that was probably the highlight of the show.
That was a good start.
That was a great start.
I like that.
That set the tone.
It did set the tone. Got to set the tone. Come on, boys. Set the tone out here.
Speaking of setting the tone, you'll be upset with me about this.
Uh-oh.
I have a guy at our office in the newsroom, morning producer. His last name is Shores. I've never once called him Shoresy.
That's disappointing.
It is disappointing. What's wrong with me?
That's disappointing.
But shouldn't
you better start?
But shouldn't, on the other hand, Shoresy be reserved for Shoresy?
That's a valid point. Man, that's tough.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because I was like, I've got to explain this somehow to Jason. He'll be livid.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't call him Shoresy at least once. Yeah, we gotta leave Shoresy to Shoresy.
Probably so.
Yeah, I think you're right. Shoresy is Shoresy, and that's just the way it is. He's going to be coaching.
Maybe.
Can't wait.
Or unless he takes the media gig.
No, he's going to coach.
You think he's going to coach?
Yeah. Can you see him on the bench?
Is he going to coach?
Can you imagine the chirps from the bench?
He's got to wear a suit, though?
No, he won't. He won't wear a suit.
What's he going to wear?
His hoodie.
To coach?
Yeah, why not?
No,
it's Shoresy. It's in the no-show.
Yeah, but...
It's the no-show. You can wear whatever you want.
Even Sanguinet
Belichick wore a hoodie his whole career.
But even Sanguinet tried to dress up a little bit.
Yeah, but that's Sanguinet. That's not Shoresy.
All right,
Shoresy's Shoresy. He'll do whatever he wants.
I guess.
And he'll let you know about it.
All right, thanks everyone for listening today. Bob and I will be back tomorrow. We'll see you then. Later.
It's better over here.
AT&T customers, switching to T-Mobile has never been easier. We'll pay off your existing phone and give you a new one free, all on America's largest 5G network. Visit T-Mobile.com/carrier freedom to switch today.
Pay off up to $650 via virtual prepaid MasterCard in 15 days. Free phone up to $830 via 24 monthly bill credits plus tax. Qualifying port and trade-in service on Go 5G Next and credit required. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue bill credits or credit stop and balance on required finance agreement is due.